In a recent global research project, it was concluded that the average worker spends just under 7 hours a day looking at screens right now. If you or your coworkers or employees are still using 1080p monitors for business, it's time to upgrade. The cost has come down so far on larger monitors like this 32-inch Samsung UJ59 that it makes no sense from a productivity standpoint to keep spending so much time scrolling and rearranging windows. If you're working in browsers, spreadsheets, any type of data or graphics, literally anything on a computer, you really need to think about this. It's easy to shy away from the potential cost in the past, and there are plenty of expensive, bleeding-edge technology monitors out there for gaming and for other special purposes that can cost many multiples of what this one does. But for everyday business tasks, this 4K 60Hz display is great and very reasonably priced. Even replacing a nice 25-inch QHD 2560 by 1440 resolution display, moving up to a 32-inch UHD 4K or 3440 by 2160 resolution display is a big improvement in usable screen real estate. As someone who edits photos and videos daily, this obviously isn't going to compete with the super accurate color rendering on pro graphics displays. But for everything else from emails to managing imported media all the way to assembling and editing videos, it's so much faster having a big screen to work on. Color correction is only one small part of the process after all, and even small screens purpose-built to do that well can be extremely pricey. Some folks definitely need that for their work, but for everyone else, even in a video studio setting, it shouldn't be the spec that you're chasing. More resolution and screen real estate is a real, tangible improvement that everyone can feel the effects of in their work. This screen isn't going to win the awards for build quality, and the stand is pretty basic, so you'll probably want to buy a good VESA arm to go with it. The picture-in-picture feature is also really weird to configure and something I'll probably never try to use again, but I still think this is an excellent value for productivity. This screen is 4 times the resolution of those 1920 by 1080 HD screens that are still on a ton of desks in the business world. It's crazy to think of the wasted time and productivity and the unnecessary strain on people's eyes and hands from constantly scrolling and hunting to see detail with such low resolution on those displays. It's also really doubtful that anyone would be excited or motivated to go back into an office setting if they've had a monitor like this at home for the past few years, and that's something people need to be thinking about as well. Scrolling around on an old HD screen all day in a cubicle doesn't sound like a very attractive setup for anybody, especially younger workers coming into the workforce, and this is an easy upgrade that can make a big difference for everyone's experience coming back into the office. Again, workers are spending around 7 hours of their day working at screens right now, and that's probably on the low side compared to the folks I know and how my work goes most days. It's not a trivial piece of office equipment anymore, and it's quite literally how we view and communicate with the worlds we work in. Taking away the squinting, the scrolling, the rearranging windows constantly to see what's going on or try to move data from one place to another, and folks might have more energy and attention to focus on the actual work they're supposed to be doing in the first place. So while this isn't the best monitor in the world spec-wise, if cost has been a factor holding you back from upgrading until now, the Samsung UJ59 is a great option. It's not an overspec'd off-brand competing for gaming performance or with a bunch of RGB LED lighting everywhere. This is a simple display, but it's from a reputable brand that will be around in the future for support most likely, and it doesn't break the bank for a business or productivity tool. Hopefully this is a helpful video as you consider your next monitor, whatever it might be. Thanks for watching.